Round 2 here, one in the die roll. Nice. I would like to play first if you wouldn't mind. Even though I'm a grindy out deck, I want to hang on. Bloodstained Iron Opulent Palace is okay. We have a 2-drop and some removal spells, even a 1-drop if I want it. I'm going to keep. I don't care about the Disowned Ancestor getting on the board right away, so I'll lead off with a tap land. Then we'll go find our mountain and probably play the Jeskai Elder. And then we'll go from there. The current game plan is on. Ooh, a Hate Blade. What an annoying little guy. Go mountain. Boink. Go elder. Wouldn't mind another land. Get CDC's pet for face down, but also would be perfectly fine doing debilitating injury, kill a dude, attacking for 2, and loot. That seems also quite nice. Opponent does have the Swamperoo available now. Alright, I think I am just going to go for the injury on the Mardu Hateblade. We have other removal spells later once we get to our land, so I'd rather just try to search for a land or something. Plus, that Hateblade's going to do something annoying soon enough. I also want to just bash in for 2 here. Maybe I wanted to see my opponent's deck more before I made that call. Maybe I wanted the Elder to trade off with the Hateblade, since the Elder is this is not the deck the Elder really cares all that much. I would like to use that ability. Ooh, a Throttle. We have plenty of removal spells. I'm just going to ditch the Throttle. I'm obviously digging for a land since I missed it. Opponent knows that now. Yep. You know what? I think it might have been appropriate just to attack with the Jeskai Elder before, without the debilitating injury. Just maybe, yeah, I think I would have been fine with that trade. Well, no, I didn't want the looting, though. That was important because of the land thing. Ooh, the Dragon Bell Monk. Vigilance. Prowess. I do like it. Means blocking is going to be hard against my opponent. Remember, I just want to save my life as much as possible. So actually, I'm going to play the Disowned Ancestors instead of maximizing my mana with the CDC's pet. Because right now, I just want to keep my life alive while I draw into some more lands. And this is just a great blocker to slow down the Dragon Bell Monk. Do love this Dragon Bell Monk. Is that a warrior? No, it's a monk. Of course. Of course Dragon Bell Monk's a monk. Silly me for doubting it. I wonder if my opponent has like a sweet warrior deck here. Remember, I passed a Dragon Bell Monk, was really sad about it. Ooh, Mardu? Yeah. If my opponent has a pretty streamlined warrior deck with like some Trumpet Blasts, Splash in the red for Trumpet Blast, and Mardu. Oh my gosh. Ponyback Brigade. Can't even remember names of cards. I never can. Don't know why I'm surprised myself at the moment. Alright, defense is still fine and dandy here. Some lands. Ooh. Well, once we get to lands, life will be good. Alright, do I want to add a morph to the table? I kind of do. I don't want to really outlast. Remember, I just want to keep up some defense, not fall too far behind on board. My opponent's going to start rocking out on 5th mana here. Ooh, at least it's tapped. But now it starts getting scary, because now I'm a couple lands behind. Once we hit 5, life is good, but this Creator's Clause might just fire off this morph here. Because if this is some big 5-drop flip morph, I'm scared. Let's see. However, this could be good. I was going to say I may not want to, because it could be magically a morph that doesn't die to a 2-power Crater's Claw. Land. That's nice. Not great, but we're getting there. What do I want to kill? I think I just killed a Dragon Bell Monk, right? I'm trying to think. I could kill the Merelk Nightblade and then attack with the Jeskai Elder. So I'm going with a double block, and at least it's a 1-for-1, and then I might be able to loot and find and guarantee that next land. But I'm kind of already there. I think I just Crater's Claw the Dragon Bell Monk. I've got blocks. This guy can start to get to Death Touch range, but it'll take enough time that like I should be able to kill it when I want. The Morph, though, is also quite scary, because if it does flip into something big that I can't deal with, or if it's like put back brigade, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just kill the Morph while I can, actually. Seems like a better idea. Opponent's tapped out, so that'll be enough to kill it. If it's eating the reveal creatures that flip, then it's fine. Remember, I just want to stay alive. That's yeah. See, my opponent started flipping that, going wide. I have things I can block, but it's not going to be fantastic. I'm going to attack with the Jeskai Elder, because I'm not going to block with it. It'll be a 1/2 on the blocks. And if my opponent wants double, it's fine. I'll trade with the Dragon Bell Monk. Or if not, I might be able to get the loot or 2 damage in. Or my opponent can just block there. That's fine. Again, I wasn't going to block with this guy anyway, so no big deal. If I wanted to block with it, then there's really no reason for me to attack with the Jeskai Elder. Still just want another land. Then we can kind of start going off. Another Morph. I think a good turn for me would be my opponent outlasting the Nightblade. Ooh. That would be better. So I could say Pyrotechnics, the Dragon Bell, and the Morph, get it gone. I still want to land to be able to do that. Now I have plenty of bunch of 2-drops, so I have a 2-for-1 in hand, and we're going to fire it off now. I think the Morph is what scares me the most. I don't care about lifelink because we're doing a late game plan, so I'm going to actually kill the Vigilance dude. I think that's right. Morph's dying just because it could be something big. And then what do I kill? This 2/2? I think the Vigilance just matters. How's this work? All right. Click OK. Pay 5. Kill the dude. The dudes. Opponent stepped out. Get my 2-for-1. We're going to continue with this Jeskai Elder thing. So my opponent's just going to do the same block. But remember, we're not blocking, so it gives my opponent an opportunity to make a little mistake. Another Ponyback Brigade. Yeah, I see my opponent has like a Trumpet Blast in this deck somewhere. Double Ponyback Brigades, bunch of sort of aggressive-y things. That means the later this game goes, boinky, boinky, we're in pretty good shape. Now that I have 5 mana, I'm super happy. I don't care about the Seeker gaining life. Remember, we're going to control this game out. Pretty sure I'm just going to pass the next turn, keeping up my 2 instants, and either use Reach of Shadows to try to get some value with a 2-for-1. Ooh, Ancestral Vengeance. Okay. So who's getting that? So now the Seeker's going to be a normal 3/3, pumped up to a 4/4, right? That's where the +1/+1 went. Gain some life. My Morphs just do 1/1. And it has Death Touch now. So we're going to take a little bit of a hit, but we have plenty of life for this to be okay. Alright, 1, 2. Fortunately, I can't Outlast and do the swamp, but I'm still going to play it. And, I don't want to Outlast. Let's let us pass the turn. As predicted, we're just going to keep up our dudes. Probably going to end up reaching of Shadows this Seeker. Because 4/4 lifelink every turn is going to hurt. Merrill Nightblade, those going down. Anything else? If my opponent's not attacking me, then I'm just going to use the Enhanced Awareness. Draw 2 cards, basically. While filtering, which is nice. Alright, so opponent is going in for the 3-er. It's not gaining life, though. The question is, do I just want to pick it off now? The Death Touch is the issue. I could put the Disowned Ancestor in front of it, and then kill the Merrill Nightblade also. I'm fine with taking 3. I get a crack back for 2. I'm going to have way more cards in hand. I don't want to get too much lower in life, but I only want the Reach of Shadows in order for it to be a nice sort of 2-for-1. Okay. And yeah, we'll ditch you. Okay, ooh, that's a great draw. So I think we just dump all the creatures down, right? We'll do this so we can get our Jeskai Elder triggered. Manifest one of the cards, and the other one goes on top or bottom library. So what's the next 2 cards we got? How is this a common? This just seems too good. It's a 2/2 for 3 with card selection, right? Crackling Doom. Who's dying and how's that working? I forget. Gotta be careful on time. Each opponent sacrifices the greatest power among creatures he or she controls. So that had to be my other guy. Okay. So my opponent wanted to make sure that my Jeskai dude is gone, so I couldn't keep filtering. We'll put this guy to manifest, and this guy, the card's on top, or click the card to put it in your library. I want to put it on the bottom of my library. I do not want to swamp. There's my manifest. Alright, now what do I want to do? I have 3 more mana. Just dump out the hand? Flip up a Morph, Outlast. I think we're just dumping up the hand, right? This guy we can get flipped for 4 when the time comes, but for right now, we want the defense. We want the defense. Maybe I want to Disown Ancestor up? No. Just get our next dude up. My opponent has 1 card in hand. We're just dumping our hand. A bunch of dorks, but Reach of Shadows, things to trade. We're going to get there. We are so going to get there. Crackling Doom. It's a nice red card to splash. I need to be aware of time. I'm about a minute under my opponent, and if I'm a little bit low on time, and if this game doesn't go so well, I'm already playing pretty slow, trying to figure out the new cards, and I'm just generally a slow player when I'm recording. Probably a slow player, period, to be honest. And cool, my opponent has nothing. You got nothing. Do I have some fun attacks with this Reach of Shadows? Attacking with both of these guys? Oh, that just suicides my guy. Typhoid Rats is a good blocker. Yep, we're just passing again. Got to eke out some advantage till we get like a win condition online. I'm going to play my island and then Outlast my dude. Start getting him relevant again. What's my opponent got? Take up arms. Ooh, okay. Not particularly worried at the moment, but still not great. We can block all those guys. Pretty okay. We can flip up, our Sidisi's Pet. Jeskai Sage can just, we can do a reach, kill, block, eat, those kind of things. Opponent has own Disown Ancestor. Right now, the Reach is looking to take out the Elk Blade, and the Typhoid Rat's looking to take out the Seeker. Sage can block. Manifest can block. We can kind of wipe the board. If my opponent gets green attacks, I don't think my opponent's going to. I'm just thinking, If these guys all bust a move in, what am I doing? Just going for the warriors? Has one card in hand, played a card pre-combat. Let's, before blocks, take out this Merelk Nightblade. And then see what happens. I want to see if that resolves and if life goes great so that the Sage can go in front of the warriors. And it does. It works. Alright. So we'll put our 2/2s in front of the warriors. Eat some guys. Take 1 damage. F6. Because I'm tapped out and I have no cards in hand, so these morphs and manifest can't do anything. Target bolsters. Destroy target enchantment. Target player sacrifices an enchantment. Please target me by accident. Puts triggered ability. We'll see. Nope. Wasn't me. Alright. Kill my dude. Bolstered one of the guys in order to take out my manifest guy. Still able to get some cards out of my opponent and end up being basically a 1-for-1. My manifest for the trick. Plus I gotta eat a warrior. Ooh. And now we are online. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. I can't. I can hard cast. Yeah, my opponent has no cards in hand. We're just casting it. Never mind. Do that. We're gonna get this guy going. Keep making things nice and big. This guy's unblockable. We're in good shape still. Sage might just go in front of the warrior. It's kind of a bummer, but Typhoid Rats has to block the Seeker. No ifs, ands, or buts. The morph will actually get pretty relevant later, and drawing a card is actually nice here. Again, I'm F16 because I have no cards in hand. The only thing this morph can be is a reveal. Burn away is fantastic. What do I want to do? I'm just gonna attack with the Mystic and play the long game. Play it super safe. I'm gonna outlast my dude again. Since I have the 5 for burn away to kill, that puts us in a really nice position. I'll probably just flip the Sidisi's pet if nothing else happens. What does this guy do? Enters battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it, and then if you move +1 from target creature onto a second creature. And that's a bummer, because in response my opponent gets to put a +1/+1 counter on something. That's not awesome. So my opponent has the manas for it. 2 blacks are up. Yep. I'm still gonna kill it. I can't have a 4/4. Oh, I guess I can. 4/4 vigilance. But I don't want my opponent to be able to move more counters in response, so yeah, we're just gonna kill it. Also, with 0 cards in hand, my Disowned Ancestor can start attacking next turn. Remember, these things can all move around. These guys can be moved. It's any counter. So burn away. Gotta get rid of the legendary creature. Opponent is doing a move, which actually works, I think, in my favor. What are you doing? Oh, that's great. That is so great. This just is too good to be true. I could have waited in order to get this Prowess trigger on my turn, but I'd rather have my mana free in case I, draw something that I want to use my mana for. Unfortunately, I did not, but, like I said, there's a thing. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. So Disowned Ancestor can attack in now, but it just gets blocked for nothing, so I might as well just let the Mystic go around. We're right there on time. I like the board state, but I do need to play again quickly. My opponent can draw like another big bomb, and then Having to win 2 games in this amount of time is going to be a challenge. What does my opponent have? Ponyback Brigade. Alright, going wide. I think we're still good on our defense here. Probably just going to unflip the CDC's pet because I'm fine with having an 0-3 blocker against my opponent's board. Because Trumpet Blast something that is really worrisome, but having enough blockers is nice. Should have outlasted my Disowned Ancestor. Forgot to do that and didn't need it for blocks this last turn. I have my other guys for blocking. There we are. Oh, more swamps. Do I want the Disowned Ancestor for blocking now? This guy goes here. I got 2 blocks, but not really. Yeah, I want to keep the Disowned Ancestors for blocks now. Try to hope that this Master of the Way can close out the game before my opponent finds an answer to it, or at least I start getting something else. We've had some good removal, as is my deck. That's what my deck does. It does good removal. I assume at some point the Seeker is going to gain another 4 life, so that's not fun. Alright, all these guys come in. Maybe my opponent drew the Trumpet Blast. So these are all 3/1s. What happens? I mean, if it's Trumpet Blast, you still just attack with everything, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Oh, maybe it's that Harmy thing. It's like a white uncommon that's really good. Yeah, could be. It only goes up to 5, so it should still be fine. Well, let's see. Trumpet Blast doesn't ruin me, but other things might. No? You're just trying to get some damage in? I think my opponent just panicked there. Because I don't know why you would throw away those creatures just for a couple life. Makes very little sense to me. Boy, oh boy, do we have lands. Maybe my opponent has a card that plays out to that? I don't know. I'm still keeping these blockers and this blocker down, because now I am worried about Trumpet Blast. I'm using all the graveyard. This is my only delve card, so might as well just keep up all this mana. Opponent, you know, I have 2 cards in hand that I'm not using. Opponent doesn't know what they are. Opponent's just doing the Outlast thing. That won't get there fast enough with my Death Toucher. Ugh. And blockers for days. Alright, 3 more turns. Getting a little bit ahead on the game, on the time, so that's nice. Still worried about time in general. Alright. Opponent. Wowzers. Just going to keep all my cards in hand. There's no reason to play my lands at this point in the game. Creator's Clause has already happened. Right? Yes, there it is. Does my opponent have a falter effect? Ooh, Barrage of Boulders. Didn't even think about that. Still lose to it. I couldn't play around it. Barrage of Boulders now has Ferocious triggered because of the Disowned Ancestors. So my guys get 1 damage and they can't block. And that's 4, 5, 6, 7 damage. Opponent is doing a Delve though, so this must be like a Murderous Cut. 3, 4, 5. Killing my... Each opponent discards 2 cards. Okay? State of the game, that doesn't matter. I don't think that should be in my opponent's deck if my opponent's going the aggro route. Is there anything I can do to play around Barrage of Boulders? Can I just draw a bunch of lands? I guess I can attack and force my opponent to block. 5, 6, 7. Which means I have to attack with everything, but then I go down to 1. There's more things I die to if I do it that way. Because I was thinking I don't think my opponent's main decking it, but if I attack with everything, my opponent has to block the creatures I attack with, so the 2 goblins die. But then my opponent still has like 6 on the crack. But I guess I have a chump blocker. You know, I probably should have attacked. Now, because it's a double strike card, that could have happened. All right, well, we got there. There's a red double strike. Well, if my opponent attacked, I would have put the city's pen in front of it anyway. I would have kept my opponent from blocking. Yeah, I doubt there's a combination of cards that if I had attacked, that would have been bad with City's pet backup. But I was a little conservative, I was a little worried. So yeah. Okay. Let's do the same shenanigans as before. My opponent's got a little bit quicker of a deck, and even though the Kumar's not great, there's a lot that it can trade with, and I want to get things down earlier. My opponent does have a bunch of morphs that I would like to be able to kill earlier than what Reach of Shadows would let me, and there's not a lot my opponent has that Throttle can't deal with, so I'd rather pull the Reach of Shadows out than the Throttle. I still like my red cards against my opponent quite a bit. Anything else? Rune Mark, no. Dutiful Return. Barrage. Actually, my opponent has all those 2/2s, though, remember? Sure, there's a bunch of tokens that get made. I actually think this could be really good against my opponent. We saw a bunch of Ponyback Brigades. We saw the Warrior. Yeah, I don't want all of these red cards, though. And if that's the case, what am I cutting? A Crater's Claw? I don't like it as much, but these are 5-drops. Crater's Claw at least has some versatility. I can like take out one of the 2s at 3. I think Enhanced Awareness is key. I don't think I want a Barrage of Boulders without adding an extra mount, and I don't want to cut down my other guys. Definitely want Power Attacks. It's great against my opponent. Do I just ditch another Reach of Shadows? Or the Throttle? I think it's the Crater's Claws. No, because remember, I just want to stay alive longer. Yep. We're ditching the Throttle. Okay. I should have done the other one, not the Throttle. The Throttle I decided was better. This is actually a good keep for us. Yeah. Get our Typhoid Rats nice and early. Do you have a Typhoid Rats? Ooh. Attacks each opponent loses 1 life. Okay. Might just be trading 1 for 1 there, but we do have a really nice setup here. Do I make this trade? I don't think so. Typhoid Rats can get something so much better, and the 1 life isn't insane right now. Can always just get my, you know, my 2/2 down, and then the Mardu Shadow Spear just kind of hangs out. Each attacks, yeah. I mean, he gets damage through, don't get me wrong, but I want the Typhoid Rats for something later. So, so I'll take 2 here. Take 2 every now and then, but that's fine. Let's see if my opponent has a 2-drop that's worthy of debilitating injury. Still in combat. That's when my opponent missed that on that step. Oh, bummer. Oh. I'm gonna ditch this guy. Not great, but, you know, we're okay. I think I do just need to stay alive. I hate using the injury, though, on this guy. So a rat's just gonna block it? Still taking 2 and 2? I just don't want to waste my turn. And remember, I do just want to stay alive. So yeah, goodbye, Skull Hunter. You got your 2 for 1. I've already shown I'm not blocking with my rats, so we'll get a point of damage in. Next turn we'll play the Mystic as a 2/2. Try to keep this Shadow guy back. Then try to hang on long enough to draw into some more mana, including a red source. Reforged Boulder's even better against my opponent than I thought. Side note. Seeing two other creatures that have 1 toughness. Alright. Ooh, that guy's good. It's the kind of thing to put a built-in injury on. But we got our, what should we call it? Typhoid rats. So I think we're okay. Alright, a mountain, and then another land soon, and we get into our 5-drop zone. If we can just stay alive till 5, life is good. It's the one weakness of my deck. I gotta not die before then. Stemmed the bleeding. Blocking here or blocking here. Those are the blocks. Oh, alright. What does my opponent have? If it's the bolster, then they still trade. This guy becomes the... Yeah, still a bunch of trading happening. So I'm okay with this. If it's the instant speed bolster dude. I get 3 for dude. Yeah. That's great. Clears the board. I mean, I only have a Wind Scout to follow up, but my opponent also only has 2 cards. I do need to draw into some more lands, but... My only worry is my opponent has like a Ponyback Brigade to follow up, but I have a few turns before that becomes relevant, and we are drawing the lands to get there. Best draw next turn is my 1 mountain, or the Bloodstained Mire. So I can go and grab a that 1 mountain. That would be fantastic. That's all my opponent has, then I'm going to win that race pretty handily. That's a good draw. At least Reach of Shadows makes me feel a little bit more comfortable. I'm not entirely winning the race because I'm kind of behind, but, you know, 2-1 is always nice. I really want a mountain because Pyrotechnics is so good against my opponent. Opponent seems to be out of gas. We are not drawing our cards in the right order. I thought I took critical. No, I took out the 5-drop. That's what I did. I actually forgot also, since that was wrong. I should have taken the Crater's Claws out. I forgot that I was saying Crater's Claws is a versatile spell, right? Oh no, I need I don't need Barrage Boulders. Alright, we are now in different territory here. If I don't draw a defensive creature soon, or a mountain would be insane here. I already said that that's one of the things I really want. Oh, not exactly what I wanted. I think what I have to do is use this Reach of Shadows on the Mardu Hateblade, and then with the Prowess, block one of the warriors. Because I just need to stay alive long enough to get to my mountain. I am not the beatdown, I'm losing the race. That's all there is to it. Ooh! Each opponent's... Okay, well that's taking the Reach of Shadows then, for sure. And we'll kill the a warrior on the attack. Still taking 3, so I'm not in great shape. I want to do this before blocks, make sure it resolves, so that I know I have the 3-2. I assume it does against this Bloodfell Caves, but just want to make sure. Good. Can't do the Hate Blade, unfortunately, because there is still black up. I gotta eat it. 1 warrior. Alright. Defensive creature. This is actually very helpful, because I can start digging for, whatchamacallit, one of those red sources. Alright. Do I want Enhanced Awareness on top of my library? Do I have time for that? Well, now that I have another creature, I think I do. Manifest the Disown Ancestor, which, by the way, I can just flip up if I want. And then you, I do want on top of my library, because I think that'll filter quicker, and I can actually ditch one of these cards if I don't find the mountain. I'm not going to block with my Wind Scout this turn, especially because now this kind of puts me a little bit at parity. It's a little dangerous since I'm so low on life, but I don't think I can afford anything else. I do get to flip up my Ancestor here, if I want to. Taking 2, going down to 5. My opponent didn't have Aerostorm. If my opponent has Trumpet Blast, I go down to 1, and I'll probably still let the trade happen against a warrior. I think I'm worried about like Russia Battle the most, and this could be... No, it's too expensive. Ooh, Rite of the Serpent. I creature had a plus, so I take 3 damage, right? Yeah, I can't do anything about it. So there goes that guy. That's my opponent's entire turn. I have 6. Probably shouldn't have because I still have mana up. So I'll F, what is it, 3? To undo my F6ing. Yep, that was it. Down to 4 is scary. Especially because I know I'm drawing a card draw spell. 1, 2, 3, 4. I only have 1 mana after that. Oy. But I do it on my opponent's turn and hopefully eat a guy. Go down to 2. Maybe his Trumpet Blast kills me. Hanging in there. There's definitely hope. My opponent's top decking and didn't seem to draw stuff, so could be in good shape. Probably blocking no matter what. But just like last time, let's at least see what I'm getting first and foremost here. Oh, hello. I'm going to discard a card. So... Unfortunately, the Bloodstained Mire is going to go. Or not going to go. I'm probably just going to play it. And then put myself down to 1. Crackling Doom. Ah. Aha. I see, I see. Alright. Kills me. Absolutely does. Nice. So opponent had that nice card there. Alrighty. Tried to hang in, but couldn't get there. Okay, I do want the Creator's Claws out, even though, like I was saying, I don't have a lot of time for the throttles, the 5-drops, but I'm not reliably drawing red. I forgot early on. It's more like a 5 later. So something better like cancel. No. It's the other one. I thought the throttle instead. Yep, doing it just like this. Alright. Nail Biter. Would you like to play first? Yes, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lots of mana, but we actually want to be able to have 5. It sucks we don't have red. We have a 2-drop to not die too soon. It's a great one if it stays alive long enough to get flipped later as well. So probably have to get shitted off before then, but we'll see what we draw. This one Ancestor? That's okay. Ooh, Jeskai Sage. We'll start with you. We'll get you going. My opponent could trigger raid here. I'll ditch the island if my opponent plays the Skull Hunter again on turn 2 after an attack. Yep. Comes a Skull Hunter. Yep. A little bit ahead on time, so that's okay. Dragon's Eye Savant is nice. Am I attacking with the Sage? No, because I want to be able to block as needed. It's kind of... I don't really reveal my spell snatcher, but I also would rather have a 2/2 that can trade off stuff, so I'll rock and roll that route. Opponent attacking in? No. That's good news for me. Opponent's just outlasting? That's also good news for me. Skullkin. Not great, but I'll play it instead of the Kairos Spell Snatcher. I'm actually going to reveal this, because I do want to see what my opponent has. Alright, you have... What's this guy? And so, oh, that's the... So, Vengeance... Arch. I'm typing these in the chat to off screen. Which one's Friendly Fire? Target creature reveals a card at random from their hand. Friendly Fire does damage to that creature, and that player equals the reveal. Yeah, that's a horrible card. Fire and Nightblade. Alright, so my Reach of Shadows is 100% going to go to the Archfiend, Depravity. Friendly Fire, unfortunately, since they don't know the card, I didn't think about writing more details about it. I forget how much it costs, which means that actually could get something pretty strong, but these creatures don't matter too much, so if I reveal one of these cards, sure, it does end up killing a creature and do some damage to me, but my opponent's pretty far behind. Friendly Fire. Okay. It kills it. Which one did it reveal? It reveals Reach of Shadows, so my opponent knows about Reach now. Something to pay attention to. My opponent wanted to kill the flyer before anything crazy happened. Another land. So with a little bit of luck, my Spell Snatcher, my Reach of Shadows will keep my opponent off of the Archfiend. And then my Spell Snatcher will be able to get something really fun. Still has that Vengeance card, which is the enchantment. Something gets bigger. The Nightblade and an Archfiend. Opponent's doing nothing. That's great for me. Alright, I'm just hanging out now for a while. That's what my deck does. Hangs out. I can reach or snatch. Probably just going to snatch any mediocre creature that comes down. Abzan Sky Captain, when it dies, bolster 2. I'll take that. It's a flyer. Can't really deal with it. I also get a 3/3 then that can start attacking. We know the other cards in my opponent's hands aren't that amazing. Opponent's doing the Ancestral Vengeance, which makes my guy a 2/2. That's fine. Making a 3/2, still all fine. I can cast this guy normal, right? You may cast the card of the veins. Yeah. So Vengeance is on. I'm removing these things from my my notes on the side here. So I remember what my opponent has. My opponent has the Archfiend and the Nightblade. We're going to cast our Abzan Sky Captain here. Keep a Swamp in hand and the Reach of Shadows in hand. If this guy dies, I get a bolster. Do I have attacks? Not really. Just with the 2/2. That's not really worth it, so I'll just go ahead and pass the turn and try to get in with some flying action here. Merrill Nightblade, don't care about. Bolster, don't. Will get out of hand at some point, but I don't really care about. Debilitating Injury. We'll have to take out the Skull Hunter. Just because it can. Also makes my Jeskai Sage a 2/2. Ooh, you know what? I forgot my opponent has discard in the deck, which is weird, but I might have wanted to save. I played the land so that if my opponent wanted like to forget or for the Archfiend, then I could still use my Reach of Shadows. I could still do it in response, so I get some value, I guess. But I do want to be aware of that. 2/6 Death Touch? Yeah. Well, I got a flyer, so there you have it. What'd you draw? Kill Shot. So my Dragon's Eye Savant gets big. Which you can attack. Don't forget that. I got a bolster too. Woohoo! Oh no! It's power? Not... Or it's toughness? Ah, that's what it is. Well, I have a 3 I can turn a 4/4. I like that quite a bit. What's my opponent have now? Ponyback Brigade. Alright. Swamp-a-roo. There's still that Archfiend, though. I can't really deal with it. If I attack him with this guy, I can't do much, so... Just gonna hang out. Gotta be aware of my time, because I'm now catching up to my opponent. Interesting game, knowing what's in each person's hands. Definitely hang on these swamps for discard. There's the Archfiend. Opponent's just going for it now. It's like, screw it. I gotta deal with this. So what's my opponent doing? You attack with all your death touchers? You are. And your pony back. Alright, so the Sage can go in front of the Ponyback Brigade. My opponent has no cards in hand. I can do whatever I want. The Death Touch does become an issue, but the Flyer is a bigger issue, so for sure that's happening. The question is, do I want to bother, like, trading off my Sage for one of these guys? And I don't think I do. I have more removals soon enough. So we'll just eat the Ponyback Brigade. We'll put a Dragon's Eye. No, do I want to do that? I could just do like trade. Yeah, that's a horrible idea. Yeah. I do get to draw a card after this trades, and once the Death Touch is gone, it's pretty irrelevant. Yeah, let's trade. I want to trade. I think I want to do this. Kill the Archfiend. These guys trade. I draw a card. This guy trades. My opponent has a way better board than I do. That's a bad idea. That's it. Sure, we take some damage, but it's not like the end of the world. Prowess! Yes! Alright. Back to passing turns. Low in on time. I just realized now I'm below my opponent, so I have to be very careful. All right. I think that's what I want to do. Yeah. Let's kill this guy. No, that doesn't matter. Let's do that. I'll take 3. Just not put my opponent in a great spot in any way, shape, or form. And Burn Away is not doing a whole lot here. Do I try to kill my opponent? Yeah, I do. Crackling Doom can get me again. Sacrifice this guy, go down to 4, so I have to be pretty careful. Kara Spell Snatcher, you've pretty much done your job, friend. Can't be taking 1 a turn. Sucks, but gotta do what I gotta do. My opponent draw anything good? We're in top deck war. I'm just worried about drawing more red spells before I have red mana. Oh, opponent's just making a big old boy. Alright. It won't be too relevant too soon. Crackling Doom. No, take up arms. Alright. A little bit scary, but not the end of the world again. It's just because we're so low on life that matters. Oh no. What you got? That's a lot. Do you have your own Crater's Claws? That'd be insane. What's happening? I'm scared. Ponyback Brigade? This could be a Ponyback Brigade. That is still scary, but like I'm not as scared. Because I have outs and I do have blockers for a little bit of time. It is a Ponyback Brigade, alright. So my opponent can kill me next turn. Or at least put me down to 1 and then kill me afterwards. Do I have life gain in this deck? I don't think so. Oh, you're going for it. As you should, because then there's lethal next turn. Opponent's worried about time, it would seem. Doing things super early. Oof, that doesn't work, does it? Alright, I have these guys to block, and then 3, 4, 5 on the crackback. 4 on the crackback. I'm playing this. And then I just gotta hang out, unfortunately, because I can't kill my opponent. That's all I can do, right? If I take the damage to play the burn away, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, that sucks. GG's. Well, bummer. I felt like we kind of had that. Possibly. Possibly. Just didn't quite get there in time. Fun end of the game, though. Well, it's Swiss, so on to the next match.